Okay, Bills win, number one in the division. So, Vin, you were there. Tell us what it was like.
It was loud. It was loud. It reminded me of the '90s when we would just destroy teams and we'd run them out of the park. It wasn't 51-3, but it was a win, and it was a nice dominating win. I can't say anything other than the Bills win. We squished the fish in first place in the division.
Yeah, it doesn't get any better than that. I mean, we beat them, and it's 29-10. If I was going to say anything, maybe you want a couple more touchdowns, but we murdered them. I mean, we controlled the whole game, right? I mean, you didn't see anything lacking, right? I mean,
well, no turnovers. We protected the ball. We had some nice drives. We had some nice long passes that were broken up. That's got to keep other teams worried now, saying, look at that pass to Watkins right on his hand, and he drops it.
Yeah, perfect pass, by the way, for everyone who says he can't throw deep.
Yeah,
it was right there.
Right on the numbers.
To Chandler, that one was...
Oh, Chandler had a nice one. But I'm just saying, it's got to loosen people up. They're going to have to respect him. And they still haven't thrown one long to Marquise Goodwin, but he can make those long throws. He makes these intermediate passes, and the kid, Sammy Watkins, 8 receptions, 117 yards, 14.6 yards of reception, and his first touchdown is a Bill.
Right. Yeah, and he goes across the middle. He's kind of that, he's not just a long ball guy or a guy who jumps up. He's going to get those tough yards. He's going to go across the middle, and he's going to take it as far as he can. So he's a different kind of receiver than I think we've had in a while.
Well, we talked about him catching his first touchdown. It looked like he may have hit the pylon on the way out.
But that knocked the ball out, so it was good. That was... I'm sure Miami fans don't like it.
I bet you at the end of the year, I mean, I'm right at the 50-yard line, 30 rows up. I could hear the hits. I could see, you could smell them almost up there. And he's in pain. He's got a rib injury. He's playing hurt right now. There's no question about it. He got 8 catches. After every catch, he kind of like walked over to there, got to catch his breath.
Sure.
I don't know. I've never had broken ribs, but all I've heard is people that have cracked ribs, is that you can't even sneeze and it hurts,
Yeah.
And there he's taking tackles by these NFL guys that know his ribs are injured, are trying to give him some shots. So I think that's a testament to the toughness of this kid. He's out there playing even though he's hurt. I'm sure they're not going to make a big deal about it now because they don't want the other teams to attack him, but he's hurting.
Yeah, anyone who watched it on TV, we could all tell that he was going to the sidelines. He was asking for a break, things like that.
Oh, you did? Yeah, you see that?
Yeah. Now we saw the huge play, Spiller for a 102-yard kick return. A couple weeks ago, they said, why are we going to put him on kick return? It's dumb. He's going to get injured, XYZ, and whatever.
Yeah.
Clearly not the case, and I think it got going. Now, what do you think? We got to sign this guy or what?
Absolutely. I'm sorry. In the last 10 years, how many good first-round picks that we had? You can name them. I mean, there's Darius and Spiller. I mean, Leotis was okay, and Gilmore. I like Gilmore. I guess those are good first-round picks. You got to keep your stars. And and I was telling Nate, I read someplace somewhere that playoff teams average 21 or 22 points a game, and they average under 20 points on defense, like 16 or 17 points. So really, when you think about it, 21 points is three scoring plays a game, 3 touchdowns. If you could average that, you're going to be in the playoffs. I mean, you're not going to be the top playoff team. You're not going to be the bottom team. You're going to be in the middle. Those teams, that's what they average. So if we got a guy like Spiller, who at any time could run a kickback, and you'd look at it, the touchdown drive where Watkins scores, Spiller's got like a 30-yard run in there.
47-yard
run in there. So you need a guy that at any time could put you in a position to get one of those 3 scores that you need to win the game. Last week, the kid's a good runner and everything, and I'm glad he had a 48-yard run.
Yeah, Dixon.
It was Dixon, but we didn't score on that drive. The next play, we got a holding call and we had a punt because he went from like our 10 to their 40, but he didn't score. I keep saying, if that was Spiller with that big wide hole, I could have ran through that hole and got 10 yards. It was so wide. If that was Spiller, he would have scored. He would have been in the end zone. You need a guy like that at any moment can score.
Right.
These guys show up in the Bulldog on the radio. They talk about how anybody could be a running back. He doesn't, why did we pick him first? And we should have never picked him. We had so many other needs. You need guys that could help you win the game, and that's Spiller. You gotta
Right.
re-sign him. You gotta re-sign him.
And I noticed, and for everyone else that watched it, he was on the sideline most of the beginning, and it seemed that after he got a couple kick returns and after he broke it, he loosened up then. Then he got the big run, and it seems like they sort of give you Jackson in the beginning, they loosen up that defense, and then you set Spiller loose.
Yeah, they're like a two-headed monster, and they still even hand it off to Summers every once in a while to keep him.
Sure, I like him.
And
He's
even
good.
EJ, he held on to the ball a couple times. He ran a couple times. He didn't look too good doing it, but he scored a touchdown last week. So, he had 12 carries for 69 yards. I mean, I gotta think if you give it to him 24 times, he'll have his 100-yard days and his 200-yard days.
And
But I'm not saying to take the ball out of Freddie's hands. I mean, I think what they're doing on the ground is pretty good. They ran for a total of 100 yards today, 100 some yards.
135 or something again today,
yards,
something
yeah.
like that. Because I know, I think Jackson
135 and a half.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah,
that's a
today,
good guess
yeah,
by me.
yeah.
And you saw now, the running game is working well. EJ, we've already said he seems to be quieting the doubters for now until he has a bad game, which every quarterback does, so we're just going to wait for it, I guess. But he had a good game, 2 games in a row that were efficient, and then Dixon, we mentioned there on the run from last week, and here he was today, blocked the punt. So special teams.
Oh, is that who blocked it? I thought it was. I knew it was a running back. I thought it was Summers. So.
Yeah, so they brought players in that are playing special teams. They're doing all things, and and that's clearly good. And special teams is a big question mark coming in. We got a lot of big plays. Now, the Miami Dolphins guy, he helped us, what's his name? Landry, hit right in the face. So, hey.
And then we missed the field goal after that, though, didn't we? Did we miss the field goal?
We did miss the field goal. Well, we came right back. We got another one. So, we let off the gas at that point in the game. You could tell, but we didn't.
I made a phone call into the whiner line on GR55 this week, and I said, you know what? There's nothing really to whine about. We beat the Bears. Well, one of the things that, and the guy ended up becoming the AFC Player of the Week last week. Our kicker was the AFC Special Teams Player of the Week. Mm-hmm. And I said, the guy was 33 for 38 or something, or 33 for 30. He missed 37 in his career with the Bills. He's only missed 4 field goals the whole time he's been with us. Yeah. So, and it really wasn't a bad miss today. It wasn't a crucial part of the game. We were already up by 16 points. So we've been up 19 because 16, two touchdowns with 2-point conversions. Theoretically there. So that was a big field goal, but they didn't smell the end zone. They didn't get, well, at the end they came down and we were just trying to keep them in the field. Yeah. And McKelvin had a nice interception, and you know what? When the Bills were good in the 90s, they would pad all their stats at the end of the game like that too.
The other teams, you mean?
Yeah, but they would, we would give up our defense would never have these great stats because they give up like 80 yards in the last drive. Sure. But at the end, somebody would get an interception or Bruce Smith would tackle and get another sack and would end the game. But you kind of bend and you just, because all we really cared about once the timeouts are gone is that the clock keeps running. So you let them get those intermediate passes up the middle and you let them stay in the field and keep the clock going.
And now, it almost was a scare in the beginning. Bradham looked like he hurt his leg right in the beginning.
Oh, really? I didn't see
and it was like, well, he just came back, but then he was back and he was all over the field. Not to go into this any too much further because it's going to be all year with this. Alonzo, if they were both on the field, it would be amazing. But Preston Brown, he was in and he led the team in tackles. The rookie from Louisville.
That's right. He had 7 tackles and 6 assists. And there's a guy, too, that he's always led his team in tackles. And then when they drafted him, he's always been one of the guys that finds a way to make tackles. And so, I'm starting to feel our linebacking core is coming together. They use that spikes intermediate. They take them out on passing plays. They
do now. Well, now they're able to because Bradham is back. He's fast and he was playing some good on defense. He drops back in zone real well and he's quick and he can jump. And then the Brown, he's making up. He's athletic enough to be out there with the pass, but he can stop the run because he's a tackling machine. And these are the type of guys like that Alonzo, which we stole in the second round. It seems to me that Whaley and them, they're looking at the tape and they're saying, hey, this guy had 1 million tackles in college. He's good. there's no
Absolutely.
question about it.
So, it turns out that, they're pretty good at picking talent, these
Yeah,
guys.
it's
These are pretty good at picking talent. I mean, he's a rookie, and he's had 2 big games, this Brown. And you know what? I asked Whaley when he was at the Buffalo Quarterback Club. You were there. I said, what are we going to do with Spikes? He's only there for 1 year. And he said, we expect this Brown to take his place, to be the guy. He's going to be the guy. He's the heir apparent, for that position. So, well, we'll see what happens. They got him on the outside. I know we're getting close to our 10-minute mark here, but two more things I just want to hit real quickly is Ralph Wilson Day at the stadium, and Jim Kelly's there. Andre Reed leads them out. A lot of emotion. Over the years, everyone's really pounding away on Ralph because he never really got us to the Super Bowl and won. But I guess I gotta thank him up there, Ralph. For putting the Bills in a position to stay in Buffalo, and I'm sure, and they don't really announce this a lot, but I'm sure that the trust was instructed to favor somebody that's going to keep the Bills there, and Pagulas, buying the team was just so huge for the whole area, and everyone's just so happy that it happened. The other thing I wanted to mention, the reason I'm wearing this Bills coat, I was with the district attorney's office for a few years, and there was a police officer, Sorrentino, who passed away, a young kid, and he had a bunch of kids that were just infants, and they had a big auction for him. And I told my wife, when I go there, I'm going to buy something, expensive, because I want that money to go towards their kids and everything. So I bought this jacket. So I was thinking about Officer Sorrentino today a little bit, wearing the jacket, and it was just an emotional day. To tell you the truth, I had tears in my eyes when Kelly was up there. I mean, I don't know how anybody else get a dry eye in the place. I mean, it was so loud. And here's a couple pictures I took of Jim Kelly handing the ring over to Mary Wilson, Ralph's wife.
What was the ring for?
And it's commemorative of him being up on the Wall of Fame.
Okay.
So she got her own Wall of Fame ring for Ralph Wilson's name going up, and they put it up in gold. I took this picture right here of before they unveiled it, and then they unveiled it in gold, and it was just such an emotional game. I just think when I was walking out of the stadium today, I was saying, if the Bills ever do win the Super Bowl and Pagula comes in and gives them the right direction, we win the Super Bowl, they'll talk about this game as a turning point of 14 years without being in the playoffs, and how the Bills, ended up going in the right direction, starting to feel it, squishing the fish, the hated Dolphins. It was just, everything was just in play. It was like a Hollywood script, and, always saying it's the same old Bills. They're going to let us down at the end and they're going to lose, but they didn't. They played a solid game. They won 29-10, and I'm really happy.
Yeah, it was a great game. And, since we are trying to wrap it up here, we got a big test next week. We got to go West Coast. San Diego,
No, they're coming here. San Diego's coming here. Yeah, it's a home game.
Oh, you looked?
Yeah, it's a home game.
Oh, okay.
San Diego's going to be here. Yeah.
Forget that.
Yeah. They got to fly here.
Okay. So.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So that's good. I swore I heard that we're going to fly there. You want to double check on that? Can you double check? Well, anyway, it's still a really good team. Playoff team from last year. Efficient quarterback who I think they're beating the Seattle Seahawks right now, or at least they were when I was over here to the studio. And, it looked like it's going to be a tough game. And every game is going to be tough in the NFL. It's not like, it's not when Baylor comes and gets to play UB and they get to win 60-0. We got to play a good team every week. And so hopefully we can, this isn't like the emotional high point of the year like Carolina last year.
Yeah,
hopefully.
It's got the Bills.
There it is, at Ralph Wilson Stadium.
Yeah, so it's here.
We're going to be bringing it again next week. And I'll tell you one thing: if I was Chargers, I wouldn't want to come here to play.
It's going to be loud. I mean, it's like the 90s, babe. It's like the 90s. It was so loud there. And I've been to a lot of games in the last 14 years, and I'm like, where's the crowd? It was loud.
And Darius was injured. Let's hope he comes back healthy, and then we're square. We're good to go.
Yes.
Everything else was good. Sammy, get the ribs feeling better. Go Buffalo.
Go Buffalo.
Number one.
I'm only going to watch the Bills game about 6 times this week. And watch them squish the fish a couple more times. I bet you the Bills beat them again this week.
Well, don't watch ESPN or anything, because they'll just tell you how the Dolphins, lost it, not how we won it.
Yeah,
So,
well,
that's how it goes. Okay, see you later.
Here we go, Buffalo. Got the Bills jersey on.